Me, yo, I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to impact your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, everybody, what's up? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and I'm live tonight, and I got some important stuff that I want to talk to you about. I just been doing a lot of reading lately, and, I just discovered a lot of profound information online, and I thought it would be so helpful for our community. And so I just wanted to share with you tonight. So as you come in, go ahead and make yourself at home. Hold on. Go ahead and make yourself at home because I want to talk to you about something that I think is extremely important for us as a community. And this information is really going to be mind-blowing and hopefully transformational for you, and it's going to invoke some thought so that you can do some things differently. I was watching a video today from this Jewish guy. His name is, let me pull it up. His name is Beryl Solomon. And he was talking about how Jewish people tend to stay wealthy and how they keep wealth in their community. And I thought it was so, I just thought it was fascinating because, there's some basic principles that they do that a lot of other communities don't do. But as I was listening to this, and then I started looking at statistics. So you guys, make sure you subscribe to my page. Follow me on I Am Constance Carter on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to CC the CEO on YouTube. Please, please, please. All right. So listen. I want to share something that I think is very profound with you just about our community. If you look at the African-American community and you look at all of the things that are important, wealth, education, health, families, when you look at it statistically, all the things that are good, we're on the bottom of. And all the things that are bad, we're on the top of. So I want to show you a few statistics that I pulled up myself. These charts that I made. So let me just show you really quick. So if you look at unemployment, out of all the races, unemployment, we have the highest rate of unemployment in the African American community. If you look at the incarceration rate. Of course, these are statistics that we know, right? We have the highest level of incarceration, 13% of the population, but 33% are incarcerated. If you look at our households, we have the highest percentage of single parent households. The poverty rate, we have the highest percentage of poverty. Our household income, we have the lowest percentage or the lowest amount of household income. Now, marriage, we're at the bottom of marriage, right? Because family is important, but we're at the lowest of divorce. We don't get divorced on the same level as everybody else, which I thought was interesting. But I'm wondering, because if we have the highest rate of single parent households, then if we're not really getting a divorce, that means we probably just staying married and we ain't getting divorced. We're just not getting legally divorced. And then if you look at our credit, we have the lowest credit score of everybody. And y'all, we need credit. We need good credit in order to use it as leverage to build wealth. And these things are, these things are hurting our community. And we hear these statistics all the time. This ain't nothing new that I'm sharing with you. We know that the things that are important, the things that are good, we typically are at the bottom, and the things that are bad, we typically are at the top. We did not get here by ourselves. This is not a post to beat us up about anything, because we did not get here by ourselves. This was by design. Now, if you look at all of these other races that I showed you on here, these aren't Hispanic, Asian, white. They did not have the same experience that we've had as African Americans. They did not go through slavery, Jim Crow. They didn't go through mass incarceration in the race that we have. They didn't go through predatory lending as we have. They didn't go through redlining like we have. So these are, when you look at these statistics, and I had this, there's this a statistic that's broken down even further on my Instagram page, and it's been getting a lot of traction. And they're saying, a lot of people are saying, oh, because, the East Indians are the highest. And they're saying, oh, because they're more educated. But again, no one on this list has had the same experience as us. So we're not created equal in our experiences. So this is definitely not meant to trash us. But there is a reason why we've gotten here, because of 400 years of oppression that's happened to us. Okay. So, but here's the thing. This is what I really want us to take away from this, because there was like I said, a Jewish gentleman. His name was Beryl Solomon, and I was watching his YouTube page, and it was really interesting because he was saying, listen, Jewish, we are the most wealthiest community in the world. They make up not even 1% of the population, but they have 18% of the world's wealth. They take up 0.2% of the population, but yet 18% of the world's wealth. 50 of the top 50 billionaires in this country are Jewish. 48% of American billionaires are Jewish. And that's also by design as well. But there are some things that they do that I thought was interesting in the community that we simply don't do as Black people. And so this is always, as I come in, we have people that watch from all over the world. I want you to chime in and tell me where you're watching from. And, this is a dialogue, not a monologue. So I want you to chime in and just, give me your feedback and give me your opinion and tell me what you think about this. Is this BS or is this real information? Because these are statistical facts. Think about this again. Jews make up 0.2% of the world, yet 18% of the top 50 billionaires. 48% of American billionaires are Jewish, and they make up less than 1% of the world population. Okay. So here's a few things that he said that they do. He said, number one, their community. They help each other out. Now, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about what happens in our community. I'm about to put our business out in the street as Black people. When you look around and you look in our communities and you look in mostly areas where you have Black communities, are we doing the same thing for each other? Are we helping out each other? We could say 100 years ago when we had Black Wall Street, we could always continue to defer to that, but that's no longer. So if you look at our communities today, where we have mostly Black communities or mostly Black neighborhoods, are we helping out each other? He said the second thing they do is they go by the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Listen, I'm telling y'all really simple principles that's keeping the wealth in the Jewish community. Are you loving your neighbors as yourself? He says, because I love my neighbors as myself, I want them to win like I want to win. But if you look at our community, because we've been pitted against each other, think about Willie Lynch, where you have the old versus the young, the man versus the woman. We have been taught, ingrained in our mind psychologically. If you've ever read the book, the post-traumatic slave syndrome, this is ingrained in our DNA, what has been put in us from centuries past. The trauma from slavery, the trauma from oppression. But they are commanded to love each other. And what do? We hate on each other. They are taught to cheer each other on. I want to see you win. I want to see you win. I want to see you win. We don't want to see nobody else win. We want to be the token Negro. We want to be the only ones. We want everybody to see us shining, right? They give back to the community. How many of us, and then we look at our celebrity. Well, why Oprah ain't giving back to the Black community? Why Tyler Perry? And they are in their own right. But what are you doing for your community? They say charity starts in their community. They give to their church and all that. And then their churches, their synagogues also give back to the community. It's so effed up that our churches have become mega churches. The churches are spending money on expensive cars, on private jets, when the communities are suffering. They are going to have to answer to God for that. These pastors and these bishops riding around in Rolls Royces, and the people who go to your church are suffering and impoverished. That is a sin before God, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And so instead of them taking on the wealth themselves, they give back to their immediate communities. They do business. This is what he said. He said, if you want to keep the wealth in your community, you can go look him up. Beryl Solomon. He said, you got to do business with one another. We do business with each other first. This is what he said. Jewish people, we do business with each other first before we go outside. How many of you look to doing business with each other first? How many of you heard, I don't do business with black people because black people do bad business? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. That right there is that's the way that you could piss me off so fast, is when you say, I don't do business with black people, because that is the most self-hating thing that you can ever say about your community. You've painted everybody with a broad brush. And when you want to go out and maybe create a business, you want people to look at you like that. Like, I don't want to do business with them because they black. These Jewish people, they do business with each other before they will go out and do business with anybody else. That's the reason why the dollar stays in their community 30 days before they leave. They said they trust each other. When they have an issue, they go to the rabbi. The rabbi, look, he'll listen to everything and then they work it out. But they trust each other first. We are the most mistrusting people. Again, we didn't arrive here by ourselves. This has been ingrained in us, but it doesn't mean we can't change our mindset. Just because I was born into trauma, it doesn't mean I got to stay in trauma. When you know better, you do better. We have to start shifting our mind so that we can close the wealth gap. Are we going to be at zero in the year 2053? They said they help the people around them that look like them. You don't see any Jewish people on the corner begging for anything. They're happy for each other. They ask each other for opportunities. They partner with each other. See, we're taught to be these capitalists, and we're taught that this Eurocentric, rugged capitalism where we do everything individual is how we're supposed to do it. And we could be forging partnerships together and going further. That African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. We are so mistrusting that we don't want to do business with each other because we don't trust each other. We think somebody gonna get more. And all you have to do is make sure that if you go into partnership or get in a contract with somebody, that you have a concrete contract in place that outlines everything, all the terms of the agreement. That way, if there's some type of mistrust, all of that is mitigated with the contract. They give to each other first. They encourage each other. This is how they've managed to keep wealth in their community for so long. And we are the antithesis of that. We do the total opposite of that. And I don't want to beat us down, but I need us to really see. They didn't mess around and gave us the internet. They didn't mess around and gave us access to all of these other things that we can see, that we know, that we can reach. We now have access. So we can do things different. They said, if you want to show a black person something, put it in a book. Before, we couldn't even read. They were scared because if we read what was in the book, it would give us knowledge. Now we got the internet. Now we have access to all the information, more information that we've ever had in the history of the universe. There's no reason why we should be impoverished. There's no reason why our statistics should be the way they are. There's no reason why we should have a 671 average credit score when everybody else is in the 700 club. There's no reason why. This is how you build wealth, is through real estate. And if our credit is fucked up, then we're not going to be able to get real estate. There's no reason why our employment should be the highest. Unemployment should be the highest. We got the highest. Well, we don't got the lowest education. Our education is higher than the Hispanic. But guess what? Our poverty is also higher than the Hispanic as well. So how do we have higher education, but we're more impoverished? Our household income is lower, but we have higher education. But I tell you one thing, we believe in God like nobody else. And we need to look at saving ourselves. We need to be self-sufficient and independent. That's why I don't subscribe to like all this political Democrat and Republican. Now, I do know that if we get certain people in office, we already know what the results are. But at the end of the day, the Democrats aren't going to save you. The Democrats they're going to keep you dependent on the government. These Jewish people, they run the world. Less than 1% of them. But you can't even say the J word without getting in trouble. This might be shadow banned because I use the word Jewish. They have so much power and there's so little of them. But it's because nobody can break their bond of community. Their bond of community is unmatched. And Black people, we need to get our ish together if we want to go far. So I just wanted to talk to you about that today. And I just wanted to drop something in your spirit because we need each other to survive. I don't know if you heard that song by Hezekiah Walker. I pray for you. You pray. Anyway, I need you to survive. We need each other to survive, Black people. We can't do this alone. And the Jewish people have figured that out. They figured out that they can't go at it alone. And that's the reason why they keep wealth in their communities, because they know that they can't do it alone. The sooner that we realize that we can't do it alone, the better off we'll be. Start forging partnerships. Start educating yourself. Start investing in yourself, because you are your biggest commodity and you are your biggest investment. And nobody on the other side, white, Hispanic, Indian, Asian, ain't nobody gonna save you. It's up to us to save ourselves. So I wanted to share that with you. And I also wanted to tell you that I'm getting ready to start the Net 7 Collective. I'm restarting the fourth cohort of the Net 7 Collective, which I'm extremely excited about. We just finished our third cohort, and I just wanted to share a little bit with you about what that is. This is me helping 100 Black women increase their net worth, and it's been so amazing. We're halfway through them. I have 2 more cohorts left before I'm finished with this, with my goal. But let me just share a little bit here. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Constance Carter, and not only did I build the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California, I have several best-selling books. I am a TEDx speaker. I am a real estate investor, cannabis investor, but most importantly, I am a wealth activist. And guess what? The Net 7 Collective is back, and we are on the road to helping 100 Black women, and we have a few more spots available for you. Listen to what these ladies have to say.
I would move heaven and earth not to miss one of these sessions.
All the information that you provided us, I learned so much more.
I drank from the fire hose every week.
And Constance, you definitely underpromised and over-delivered.
So if you are interested in learning more, let's schedule a conference call with me and you. Go to bookwithconstance.com. And if that's not something that you're able to do, we do have the Grow Your Money Club, where we have an online community of a bunch of training. Let me try and see Book with Constance. Go to bookwithconstance.com so that we can schedule some time for us to meet and talk about some opportunities with the Net 7 Collective. And then in the Net 7 Collective, we definitely teach these principles. There's an African proverb, and the reason why I'm working with women, Black women, this is the #1 financial literacy resource for women. The reason why I'm working with women, because that's my passion and that's my purpose. And there's nothing in the world like walking in your purpose and helping other people to walk in their purpose. There's an African proverb that says, when you teach a man, you teach an individual, but when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. And the only way that we are going to get past this wealth gap and out of this poverty and this impoverished mindset is if we work together. And Black women, we are on the move. We're the most educated. We're out there starting businesses, and we just want to live life on our own terms. And we have the capacity to influence our families. And that's the reason why I want to work with Black women. So that's what that is. And then we have the Grow Your Money Club. And that's for everybody. And I would love for you guys to join us in the Grow Your Money Club. It's go to growyourmoney.club, and that's where you'll get at training. There's over 30 training. We drop a new training in every month. We do master classes, Q&As, and if you are interested, you want to just kind of look under the hood and check it out, you can go to growyourmoney.club and you can get the first 3 days for free. And then, join our community. But my goal, y'all, is to just educate our people because we need it so badly. And if you know that you are your biggest investment, you got to put the work in. You got to put the financial investment in so that you can improve your life. So I appreciate you. Animal Junkie, thank you so much. Kiswana, Bernard, I sure appreciate you guys tuning in from YouTube and no, now we're not on Instagram, from YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. So thank you guys all. I think we're on 8 platforms right now, but thank you guys for tuning in. And if you could share this information, because I think it's important for people in our communities to really understand what our dire situation is and how much we need each other. I think we need to really understand the principles that these other communities practice and these other cultures practice, because it needs to be embedded in us so that we can really change the trajectory of our communities. Share this information with other people so that they can learn the same thing too. We're doing bad right now, but we can certainly do better. And it starts with us. Okay. So take care and God bless. Peace.